Hello friends, welcome to Align Pattern. Today we are going to see top 30 most important Microsoft Word document questions and answers with some explanation. So our first question is, how many different positions can you set for a drop cap? A1, B2, C4, D6, and the answer is B2. A drop cap is large capital letter used as a decorative element at the beginning of a paragraph or the section. Two different position you can set for a drop cap, drop and in margin. Okay, then question number 2, how many ways you can save a document? 3, 4, 5, 6, and the answer is 3. There are 3 ways you can save a document. The most common way is clicking the file tab, then click save as an option, and then select the desired location where you want to save your file. Name your file and click save. The file is saved. Then the second method is Ctrl+yes. A dialog box will open. Browse the location where you want to save the file. Type the desired name of the file and then click the save. And third method is just click F12. One of the shortest method to save the file. Again choose your location and save your file with the name. Then question number 3. What is the maximum number of lines you can set for lines to Dropbox? 3, 5, 10, 15, and the answer is 10. For a drop cap, maximum number of lines 10 and the minimum number of line is 1 that can be saved. Okay, by default it is 3. Remember this. Question number 4. Single spacing in MS Word document causes dash point line spacing. A10, B12, C14, D16. And the answer is B12. Word allows you to customize the line spacing to be single space, 1 line high, double space that is 2 line high, or any other amount you want. The default spacing in Word is 1.08 lines, which is slightly larger than single space. Sometimes the first line of each paragraph is intended 5 spaces and with no space between paragraphs. Other times the first line may or may not be intended, but there is an extra space between the paragraphs. Okay. Then question number 5. What is the default number of lines to drop for a drop cap? A3, B10, C15, D20, and the answer is A3. In the drop cap window, you can change the number of lines to drop from 1 to 10, but the default setting is 3. Question number 6. What is the maximum number of lines you can set for a drop cap? A3, B10, C15, D20, and the answer is 10. For a drop cap, maximum number of lines is 10 and the minimum number of lines can be set as a 1. By default it is a 3. Remember this. Question number 7. How many columns can you insert in a Word document in maximum? 35, 45, 55, 63, and the answer is 45. 45 columns you can insert in a Word document in maximum. Question number 8. In a document, what is the maximum number of columns that can be inserted in a MS Word table? 35, 15, 63, 65, and the answer is C, 63. In Microsoft Word, you can insert a table with up to 63 columns. That is the limit to the number of columns allowed in a Word document. Here I have added 73 to check it whether it works or not, and it shows that it can support up to 63 columns in MS Word. And then question number 9. What is the maximum scale percentage available in scale drop down box? A 500, B 200, C 100, and D 90, and the answer is B 200. The maximum scale percentage available in the scale drop down box is 200. The next question. What is the maximum font size you can apply for any character? A 163, B 1638, C 16038, and D none of the above. And the answer is B 1638. The maximum font size available in Microsoft Word 2010 from the drop-down list is 72. However, font size can be set up to 1638 by typing the size manually for the font. Okay, that's why our answer is 1638. Question number 11. Word by default places a tab story at every dash mark on the ruler. 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. Answer is 0.5. Word by default places a tab story at every 0.5 inch mark on the ruler. Then question number 12. What is the default file extension for all Word document? A.text, B.word, C.docx, D.docx, and the answer is C.docx. .docx is the default file extension for all Word documents. Then question number 13. The file types dash indicates the file is a Word document. A.msw, B.wor, C.wrd, D.doc, and the answer is D. .doc. The file extension appended to the end of each file name provides a simple way of identifying the file type of each file, and the file types .doc indicates the file is a Word document. Okay. Then question number 14. With words autocorrect entries to display an indifferent faces, type dash, and the answer is option B. Question number 15. Which of the following button will allow you to add, delete or change records in your data source? A. Data source button, B. Edit button, C. Edit data source button, D. Data editing button. And the answer is C. Edit data source button. Microsoft Word supports any type of data source like Word, Excel, Access, Outlooks, etc. to be used. Whenever the user has a requirement to change the values of data of the important data source, Edit data source button allows the user to edit the data. Okay. Then question number 16. How much space in minimum must be provided between the columns? A 0, B 0.5, C 1, D 1.5, and the answer is 0. 0 space in minimum must be provided between the columns in a Word document. Then question number 17. What is the smallest width of the column? A 0, B 0.5, C 1, D 1.5, and the answer is B 0.5. Tables are created to show the information in a more organized way. A table consists of rows and columns. Rows are the horizontal orientation of the cells, while columns are the vertical expansion of the cell. The size of the table or number of data elements contained in the table is computed by multiplying the numbers of rows with the numbers of columns. Then question number 18. Your documents prints with A. 1 inch top and bottom margin, B. a portrait orientation, C. 1.25 inches left and right margin, and D. all of the above. And the answer is D. all of the above. You can print the document with 1 inch top and bottom margin, a portrait orientation, and 1.25 inches left and right margin. That's why all of the option is correct. Then question number 19. Word is present to use standard 8.5 by 11 inch paper with dash margin. A. 1 inch left, right, top and bottom, B. 1.25 inch left, right, top and bottom, C. 1.25 inch left and right margins and 1 inch top and bottom margin, and D. 1 inch left and right margin and 1.25 inch top and bottom. And the answer is C. 1.25 inch left and right margin and 1 inch top and bottom. Then question number 20. What is the default left margin in Word 2003 document? A 1, B 1.5, C 1.25, D 0.5, and the answer is C 1.25. The default margin for Microsoft Word from version 2.7 onwards have been 1 inch, that is 25.4 mm all around. In Word 2003, the default top and bottom margin were 1 inch, that is 25.4 mm, but 1.25 inches, that is 31.7 mm, were given at the left and the right. Got it? Then question number 21. In which view headers and footers are visible? A. normal view, B. page layout view, C. print layout view, D. draft view, and the answer is C. print layout view. Headers and footers are only visible in the page layout view, print preview, and printed page. Question number 22. The process of removing unwanted part of an image is called A. hiding, B. bordering, C. cropping, D. cutting, and the answer is C. cropping. Using this cropping tool, it enables the person to crop the image as per the desired size or make the user remove the unwanted parts from the picture. Okay. Then next question. To apply the center alignment to a paragraph, we can access A. Ctrl plus S, B. Ctrl plus C, C. Ctrl plus C plus A, D. Ctrl plus E. And the answer is D. Ctrl plus E. Then question number 24. The space left between the margin and the start of a paragraph is called A. spacing, B. gutter, C. indentation, D. alignment, and the answer is C. indentation. In word processing, the word indent is used to describe the distance or number of blank spaces used to separate a paragraph from the left or right margin. Question number 25. Text styling features of MS Word is A. word color, B. word font, C. word art, D. word fill, and the answer is C. word art. The text styling features of MS Word is known as the word art. It allows user to make the text more noticeable. The next question is, which items are placed at the end of a document? A. footer, B. footnote, C. endnote, D. header, and the answer is C. endnote. Endnote is usually used to insert the citations into documents. Question number 27. To change the line height to 1.5, we use the shortcut key A. Ctrl plus 1, B. Control plus 2, C. Control plus 3, D. Control plus 5. And the answer is D. Control plus 5. To change the line height to 1.5, we use the shortcut key Control plus 5. Question number 28. A number of letters that appears little above the normal text is called A. Superscript, B. Subscript, C. Supertext, D. Top text. And the answer is A. Superscript. A number or letters that appears little above the normal text is called as the superscript. Question number 29. A number of letters that appears little below the normal text is called A. Superscript, B. Subscript, C. Supertext, D. Top text. And the answer is B. Subscript. We already get what is superscript, okay? At the same time, there is a subscript in which a number or letters that appear little below the normal text. Usually this superscript or the subscript is used to represent a mathematical value. Then question number 30. Which feature starts a new line whenever a word or sentence reach a border? A. Text line, B. New line, C. Text wrapping, D. Text align. And the answer is C. Text wrapping. Text wrapping is also called as the text flow. Text wrap is a feature in text editors and word processor. It allows the user's text to be continued to the next line when the side of the page is reached. Okay, do check out our previous computer fundamentals awareness and computer architecture and organization question, which will definitely help you in study. See you in the next lecture.